So, hey, I'm Jennifer and I'm with the Breamery, and I'm here today with Chef Felicia with Break Free Candy. She is going to be making a special dessert for our inaugural subscription box for February, the month of love, and it's our love edition or our Pizza de Amore kit.
I'm Chef Fee, and I have my business is Break Free Candy, and we make childhood classic candy bars like Snickers and Twix. And for the February box, we're gonna do a fun mini cake with
Valentine themed,
yes, Valentine themed mini cake that is I think our cakes are the best cakes out there. You
for
haven't had
sure.
it yet.
I haven't, but the brownie, it's I won't tell you what I think it's better. It's pretty much I just want to live with that melting in my mouth all the time, chronically, 24/7. Chocolate on my tongue.
Oh yes, that's how I live too. 6 a.m. I had a candy bar. Very much. I'm not sure. It is a vanilla case base cake, which it uses the aquafaba
Okay, so
in the
it's a
cake.
vanilla base.
It's a vanilla
What
base,
kind of frosting?
and it will be a traditional buttercream frosting.
Okay,
One of the cakes that we do, we'll do a Swiss meringue, and I use aqua flaxa in that. So it would be a vanilla-based cake with the pink and white and red sprinkles, little hearts, so full of love.
awesome. What inspired you to do candy and treats and sweets and the goodies
Um,
you do?
oh, so I all began when I turned vegan. So actually, I was on the keto diet 6 years ago, and my wife's friend said, "Can you make me a vegan cake?" And I said, "Of course, I'm always up for a challenge." And I made her a cake, and she said, "Oh, it's the best cake I ever had." And we became friends. And she said, "Can you make me a vegan cake?" And she says, "We use weird things like aquafaba," and I was like, "What?" And so I just went to work investigating, what is this? What is that? And I made her a cake, and she shared a video on like social media about factory farming, and I didn't know. And I was like, what is this? And I didn't, it was actually a dairy farm. That instant, I don't remember the story exactly, but that instant, I think I went vegetarian. And then a day later, I found out it was a dairy farm, and I just went vegan. And I just like, started experimenting with aquafaba. And
Uh-huh.
one day I don't know.
Why don't you tell people what that is? Because some people may not be familiar
Oh
with
yeah.
it.
So it's the juice from garbanzo beans and navy beans,
Yep.
and it reacts just like egg whites. And so that was so intriguing to me that for some reason I said, well, I want to make nougat. And then I said, well, then I wanted to create a caramel that didn't taste like coconut,
Uh-huh.
because coconuts, if it says coconut in the name, I'll like it. But I don't want you to give me something that is not supposed to taste like coconut. And it tastes like coconut. It's not something that I enjoy. So I was on this mission to create this nougat and this caramel that didn't taste like coconut. And I was like, I'm making a Snickers. And I haven't looked back. I never imagined that the business would turn into as big as it is.
Uh-huh.
And now I'm ready to take over the candy world.
Awesome. And Snickers, like Snickers and Reese's have
Uh-huh.
always been just ever since I was a kid, the two that I could binge on.
Yes.
And you've just, I mean, if there's something that's better than a Snickers, I can't believe it, but it's true, it exists, and that's better than theirs. And then that brownie, like I said, it's just like I would when we had our restaurant and our storefront, I would describe it as a Reese's on steroids because it just, I mean, it was sublime, or it is sublime. So yeah. And then
Yeah.
so you also have a restaurant, right? Where you
Yeah.
do
We
other
have
foods and stuff.
we have a cafe. It's primarily grab and go. We have a couple tables, but it's Sweet Hazel and Co. is our sister company.
Hmm.
And so we have a cafe, and we do bakery items, and so it intermingles, and that's where we're gonna start pushing the cakes through Break Free.
Awesome.
You do in the subscription boxes and other new things.
Well, terrific. I've often thought that, like you said, when we're raised in and enculturated into this idea of eating meat, It's not like, it wasn't something I ever even thought about or questioned. It was not ever posed to me as a choice. And some people wake up and realize that and decide, okay, I'm not going to eat anything from an animal anymore. So that's one step, right? The
Mhm.
second thing would be like becoming an activist or doing something about it.
Love it.
Another level would be making it your life work, right? Like that, because I often think about, the restaurant, we were making a difference, right? Like from a vegan perspective, and it's got such proliferation. But now, like the difference that we can make is significantly better because we're bigger because we're able to go further or
Right.
distribute further. So, what moved you to go from just, oh, I'm just going to not eat it anymore to like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it 100%. I'm all in.
Um, Another funny story, because when I did first transition vegan, what do? You don't know. You don't know what to eat. I didn't know. And I'm a chef. Like I went to I did school and everything but it's like, oh, it's you think it's different, right? And so I go online and I was like, oh, I'm going to make this cheese sauce. And it had carrots, onions, and potato and
Yeah.
seasoning, right? And I was like, they know what they're talking about. I'm going to do it. I told my wife it's going to be so good. I'm so excited. And I made it. And I was like, what is this? This is not cheese sauce. I'm not sure what this is, and that's when I just started creating my own things and making really good vegan food because I was like, some of the things out there are not good.
Yeah.
And then it looks bad on us and they're selling it at grocery stores or wherever. And then people have this stigma of like, they buy that and they try it and they're like, ew, it's vegan. And so then we have to change their mind after they've had something bad. And
Yeah.
so that was just like, not only do I get to save animals, but I get to make people happy and make great food. And then also hopefully change people's minds. Like my candy bar logo, it says one of our mottos is changing minds one candy bar at a time.
Yeah.
Just like they're like, this is vegan. And you're like, yeah, it's vegan. And it's because some people have literally had a bad taste in their mouth of vegan food. So now we have to fix that. Not only do they have the idea or the stigma that because it's shared, oh, it's vegan. So then it's just a little at a time.
Well, I think, one of the things, it's going to be a challenge to overcome that stigma when people are buying the mass industrialized vegan food. It's the
Yeah.
Frankenfood, in other words, because it's been like, I think that a lot of times maybe somebody starts as an artisan maker, small batch, and that's when you get these really amazing products. But when a company needs to move into scaling that business, now they're having to cut back on certain ingredients to make it more shelf stable or to make better margins, and it starts to morph and change. And so that's one of the reasons, for us, our mission is championing and cheerleading small artisan makers, because it's really hard for our small businesses to compete with these bigger businesses like the brands that are in Whole Foods,
Mhm.
and maybe they're sort of a gateway for people. But when one can really put in their mouth something that is made in a home or a kitchen where it's so thoughtful and so imbued with love, it's like it's never going to. I mean, it will far surpass anything you can get in a market. And it's the comparison is fast food to home cooked, right?
Right.
It's frequency, energetically, it's completely different food. And so this is why I moved to do this kind of work, because the food that comes out of your kitchen and other people's kitchen it's like Crossroads Kitchen, they're Michelin star now. They don't say anything about them not having animal on their menu.
Hmm.
Like, why even have to shine a light on that?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, well,
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that you do what you do.
Thank
And
you.
one thing I'd like to say, because I know we're kind of with our Zoom thing, I'm limited on time to some extent, but I did want to say that we have talked to you about doing dessert once a quarter for our box. So there's more to come from you.
Yeah.
This is our first box. I'm so grateful to have you join in our inaugural celebrating Love Box, and look forward to what you're going to produce for this, but then also how we'll collaborate working together moving forward.
I'm so excited as well.
All right, Chef B. Well, thank you so much for your time, and
Thank
you have
you,
a beautiful,
guys.
beautiful rest of your day.
You too.
All right.
Bye bye.
Ciao. Ciao, ciao.